Today we are crocheting this interesting square with a star in the middle, and the star is formed using chain loops. This is a square that changes a lot according to the colors you are using, so it looks different if you go from light to dark or the other way around, or if the colors are very clearly different from each other, or if they more blend into each other. And if you decide to use these squares for a larger project, you can use the same colors in the squares but in different orders too. One square takes very little yarn, so you can use all sorts of bits and pieces what you happen to have, and then take a crochet hook that goes with the yarn you are using. So let's see how it goes. The way this square is made, that we start from the outside and work towards the inside. All these are simply chain loops that we crochet together at the end and then sew them together in the middle after we are finished. First, chain 76. 76. I always put a stitch marker after 20 stitches, so I don't need to count many times. Close it into a ring, making sure the chain is not twisted. We are starting the square at this here spot, so in the middle of a side. First we need a group of 6 double crochets. I'm replacing the first one with 3 chain stitches. So chain 3. You can take the yarn inside the stitches, so you don't need to finish it off. And then 5 double crochets. 1. And I use American terms, so it's treble in British crochet terms. So the chain 3 and 5 double crochets. And these loops that we need are always chaining 9. So chain 9. And then we continue right in the next stitch. And we will then be coming to the corner. First 4 double crochets in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we are coming to the corner, but because we are working from the outside in, we need to make the corner turn inwards like this here. So we are skipping 3 chain stitches. And we crochet the double crochet before and after the corner together. So start a double crochet normally, but leave it here when you still have 2 loops on the hook. And then we make another one, but skip 3. So 1, 2, 3. The 4th one, a double crochet there. And when you have 3 stitches on the hook, pull through all of them. So that is now our corner. And then we continue on the next side. And there's always 5, 6, and 5 here, and then the loop of 9 in between. So we already have 1 after the corner, and then you need 4 more. So here's 5 and chain 9 and then 6 double crochets. I'll speed this up now. There's 6 and then again chain 9. And then we go to the next corner. First 4 double crochets. and then the corner where we start a double crochet, then skip 3 and make a double crochet into the 4th one, and crochet these together. So we see here how it's going to start forming now. A corner, then a loop, loop, and a corner. So continue like this here until you come to the end, 5, 6, and 5. And at the end, when you have the last 5 double crochets before the end of the round, we'll look at that then separately. So here's the 4th corner, and then I have the 5 double crochets here, and I have chained 9. And then to finish the round, make a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 that we had in the beginning, and then cut the yarn, and then we're taking another color. This here thing doesn't have much of a shape until at the very end, so don't worry about that. Now a new color, and then insert the hook in the next stitch from where you are, and take the yarn through and through the stitch there. And because we are decreasing the number of stitches towards the center, here we have less than in the previous round. Chain 3 first to start, and then 3 double crochets. Like that. So there's one before and after these ones here on this round. And then it's always chaining 9 on every round for these loops. And we simply skip across the previous loop and skip the first double crochet here and go in the next one. So a double crochet like that in the one after the first one. And now we are at the corner, one more double crochet first, and then we go across the corner, start a double crochet like we did on the previous round, but leave it where you still have 2 loops on the hook, and start another one, and don't go right in the corner but the stitch after it there, like this here. And now that you have 3 loops on the hook, pull through them all. So that's the corner, and then 2 more. So on this round we always have 6 double crochets, but the 2 middle ones are joined at the top. And then continue like this. Each loop is chaining 9, and then here you'll have 4. You skip the first one, and then you have 4, and then you continue, and the next corner is the same as we just did. And again, after the last corner, you finish off going across the previous chain and a slip stitch, and again cut the yarn. Again, new color, and start the same way. The new color in the next stitch, and then again we reduce the number of stitches here. First chain 3, and then just 1 double crochet, and again the 9, and now we come straight to the corner, and here we'll have 3 stitches this time, but we put them all together. Again, skip the first one, and then a double crochet that you don't finish in the next 3 stitches, including the corner, like that, and then pull the yarn through all of these at one go. So the corner looks like that there. and then again the 9. You skip both of those loops there and skip the first one and 2 double crochets here. And now we are well on because this only has 4 rounds. So continue like this. You'll come to the next corner straight away here. That's that round done. And I finished it off there. Tighten that a bit there. And then take your 4th color, and this is the last round. And start again with the new yarn. And here now we first need to chain 3 as if it was a double crochet, and then straight on to chaining 9. In other words, you chain 12. Then skip across and 1 double crochet there. I prefer to do it on this here side where there's that little loop, because then it looks like being in the middle, directly above the other ones. If you put it there, it's sort of on the side. And then 9 again, and skip to the next one, and 1 double crochet there in the 2nd stitch, like that, and then continue. So on this round there's nothing but always chaining 9 and then 1 stitch here. And when you finish this here round, then go into the 3rd chain and attach that there. And now, and you need to cut the yarn, but leave this one a bit longer, because this is what we are using to sew up the center of the square. So what we have now is a mess like this here, but that's the way it's supposed to be. So now weave in all yarn ends except the last one, the longer one you have. After you have finished off the yarns except the last one, put a needle into the tail, and then we pass this here yarn into the middle of this here chain. So I'll do it like this so it doesn't show. There. Then I still put it through the actual stitch there in the middle. And now we start gathering this up. We have these loops here and we pass them through each other. You can do it by hand, or you can use your crochet hook, or you can also use a larger crochet hook. Insert the hook in the first one and take the next one and make like a stitch. Then the next one, the same, and the last one. Now this first here one has this needle in it, so it's a bit trickier to pull through. Of course, you also need to get the needle through there. There, the needle's through as well. So that's the first sort of a chain there is. And then just leave it there for now and go to the next one. And the first loop and the second one through it. Third one through that one, and then the top one. So again, we have this here chain-like stitching. Now take the needle here and insert the needle through this here. So we need to tie them all together here in the middle. Now we have 2, and then the same with the next one. I'll show one more. So through that and that and that. Now we have 3 of them, and again right away sew it up. So you can see that it's starting to form the way it should be. And then continue with all these things that have loops. Make the stitches with each of them, and one by one also pass the yarn through them using the needle. Now here I have gathered up all the loops and sewn them together here, and then pass the yarn through a second time through all the loops so that you sew them up like tighter. And after that, finish off, weave it in well into the yarn still, and cut it. To block it, wet it through and let it dry so it will settle better. Looks lovely. And check out also this stitch tutorial that could be useful for you. Until next time.